Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Link Together Health program and the app. This is your little onboarding video for our new clients, and we're just going to quickly run through what your app will look like and some different things that we need to be aware of throughout your journey, which is super exciting. So obviously, this is on the desktop. This is on my Mac, but you will have your app access on your phone, which is super simple. So my biggest thing is that if you check that every day, you'll have all of your tasks in there regardless. And it will tell you what you need to be doing every single day in terms of whether that's a gym session, running session, conditioning session, your calorie goal, any habits that we're focusing on and trying to develop. All of those things are going to be in there ready for you to look at and tick off throughout as well. So let's have a look down here. We have our daily nutrition goal, our strength program for the day. I've added in photos. And then I have my 2 habits, and I have also a message here as well. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to click into your calendar, which will pop up as a little calendar, and we can see the entire program here. You'll only be able to see 1 week ahead, and that's just to give you guys a bit of an opportunity to plan ahead, make sure that you're all over what's expected over the next 7 days. So in that calendar, you can see it. You also have the access and you can also be able to pick up and drag sessions. So if I can't do this strength session here, I can pick it up and drag it across as well. You can also access previous sessions everywhere that you need to do. And all your tasks will come up here, nice and simple. If you click into your training program and your session for the day, so let's go back, your training program, you can see here your different sessions. Even if you have 1, 2, 3, 5 sessions a week, all of them will be there. You'll click into that session. You'll then be able to go through and see all the different exercises within it. And if you click start on your app, you can actually roll through. So for example, if I have my barbell hip thrusts and I've just done 8 reps at 100 kilos, I can put that in there. And that's going to stay in there and also give me some calculations once I change the reps as well. Now, my biggest thing is the majority of our programs are blocked into 6 weeks. And with those 6 weeks, week 1 is always going to be familiarization. So really simple, generally 3 sets, and rep ranges vary on obviously your goals. Week 4, we're going to pick up the volume. So those sets might go to 4 sets per exercise across the main ones. And then weeks 3 to 6 are generally going to be intensification. And that's what we're looking at in terms of rep number will go down, which means I want you to lift heavier. If your rep number goes up, I want you to be maintaining or trying to even go heavier as well through all of those exercises. So that's how we periodize, and that's how we make those adaptations that we are after. But if you do have any questions with the program there, make sure you do reach out and I'll be able to assist you with that. All the exercises come with exercise videos as well. If not, it's generally something very special that I've made for you. And you can generally do a YouTube little quick search to find that exercise, but I'll always try to put a video in there for you as well. Make sure you click save once you have done your session. It will spit through the data to me and I can track everything really nicely and closely. And it also keeps it in there for you for the next time you do that type of session as well. Let's look at our habits. So in your dashboard, you'll be able to click onto those habits as well. Practice eating slowly. Some of them come with really cool little videos. It's not me doing these videos, don't stress, but these are the ones that I've selected for you, and they do a much better job at describing them than I do. If you've got a custom habit that I've set for you, it'll either be a video of myself or Georgia, or just a brief description of what that needs to be. You can watch it here, nice and simple, and then you can go complete. And if you want to track your habits daily, just make sure you hit that complete button every single day. I've got a message that's been sent to me today, so I can go Friday check-in. That's what it's called. Happy Friday. Here's your reminder to complete the weekly check-in form. make sure you go into that, fill it in as well as you possibly can. And that way I can see how you're tracking essentially across the week. So if you have any questions, there's some general ones there that you'll get probably sick and tired of answering every single week, but it allows us to track all the progress. This spits everything out into a spreadsheet for me, and I can just see how we're going. It also allows for a bit of more of a reflective task in there. So it's got some what was a win from this week? What were some challenges? What can we do next week to be able to give yourself the best opportunity to succeed? So make sure you are doing that. At the start of your program, it will ask you and prompt you to upload some photos. Now, the reason is number one, it's another way to track measurement. So say if we are looking for a body composition or a body weight goal, sometimes the scales do lie. And that's because at the same time, the way our nutrition plans and the way our training program is designed by myself, we are generally going to be adding some lean muscle mass to your frame. The body weight, as we know, muscle weighs more than fat. So therefore, if I'm starting to add some muscle mass, but I'm trying to lose weight, my scale number is going to be reading me and giving me something that I don't want to see. And that is why we use photos in order to track progress as well. Because even though we might be increasing muscle mass and that number on the body weight on the scale increases, if you're not happy with that, we can look back at your photos and look, oh, look, here's your shoulders starting to develop. Here's your six pack actually starting to come through, vice versa. So that's why we use our photos. When you do upload those photos, if you've selected using for social media, obviously I can use it to promote what we're doing on socials, which is, as we always talk about, my biggest way of growing the business. But if you can make your photos look very similar to this, so front on, side on, and from the back as well, obviously in the same kind of lighting every single time. There is a gray filter on these that I've added. So you just upload your normal color ones. It's absolutely fine. Nice and simple. We'll go back to our dash. So we can see all our progress here. We can see what our body weight's doing. It's a really nice way to see that we are progressing. Over time, what we will see is if we are looking for that body composition goals, we can see here in this example, we have dropped weight. We'll see a nice little over the 12, 26, 52 weeks that we're working together, plus more, we'll be able to see and track here. Obviously, as athletes, we need to make sure that we are fueling properly as always. And that ties into the next part that we'll go into, which is our meal plan. And so depending on your goals and whether you wanted a meal plan or not, I'll generally always upload something in here for you based on nutrition and fueling. So here, this first week and that day one, this is what we'll focus on. You'll be able to click into here and each of these different recipes. It will tell you what you need, how much you need, and I'll also give you a bit of an update on when to eat those kind of things as well. Obviously, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The snacks, first snack of the day is generally going to be consumed prior to training, that 60 to 90 minutes prior to training. The second snack of the day is going to be after training. And then if I have a third snack in there for you, that's after dinner as well, just to fill you up a little bit more. You can, and you do have access to my entire meal library here. So if you wanted to change it, you can go in and you can swap any of the meals out that don't appeal to you and that you want to try. Even if you want to mix it up in a bit of variety, when you go click to swap, those will come up with similar calories and macro splits for the meal. So you have absolute control over there if you want to. If you're someone who must follow a plan that someone else has given you, obviously what I put in there for you, you can just follow. You also, I can't do it on here, but you also have access to a shopping list. When you click that button just up here on your app, you'll be able to spit out what you need, and that will give you everything within those 7 days to consume, which is really cool. So make sure you definitely use that there. Now, so we've looked at our gym program. If you have any running sessions within your week or conditioning sessions, they'll appear a little bit different. I think there's one. Let's go next week sometime. So here's a conditioning block. We can go in here, nice and simple, click start. We just have some, whether that's off legs or cardio-based equipment. Exercise there, nice and simple. And then our running sessions as well, or cycling sessions, come up in the green. We can click this and it'll tell us what we're doing. For those on more complex running plans, there'll be a little bit more information here. Always do a proper warm-up beforehand, nice and simple. If you're on the sports performance program, the membership, obviously you have access to Training Peaks as well, and that's a different app which we deliver all our running, cycling, swimming programs through, just because it allows us to track the metrics a little bit more closer and look at your fatigue levels and how you're performing each session and be able to make changes on the fly. But make sure you are ticking all of those off. In terms of messaging, I'll either message you on this app directly. It's a lot easier for me to do that from my business end. So I can sit down and just run through a list of all our members and message you through that way. Sometimes if I prefer messaging you on text or Instagram, just make sure we're onto that as well. I'll generally get back to you within 24 hours of you asking a question, so make sure you do fire on my way. Sometimes the app is still in early development. Sometimes sessions go missing. Just make sure you message me being like, hey, Link, nothing popped up for today. Can you upload what's needed? And then I can make that change ASAP. Nice and simple. If you're a part of the high performance membership, where you get access to a Zoom call with myself and Georgia regularly throughout, you also have a Excel or Google Sheet or Google Doc that you're working through. So that's where our high performance booklet comes in. You'll have some weekly tasks in there with some day things to tick off as well. Make sure you do, whether you save it onto your phone screen or it's something that you can access really quickly and do so there. Apart from anything else, you'll also most likely be a part of our Link Together Health community group. That's where you can just chuck in anything. Contribute as much as you want or as little as you want, but any kind of major announcements, I'll just tag everyone in there and we'll be able to communicate that way, which makes it nice and simple. But apart from that, everyone, that's the onboarding for the Link Together Health app. If you do have any questions, please make sure you let me know. And apart from that, have the best day ever.